everyone, it's that time again. Time to get in the car and take a trip. Come with me down the hill, round the roundabout, take a right turn at the lights, past the park and across to Artie Mouse Avenue.
So, welcome to another Artie Mouse video, everybody. This is part 2 of a little set of videos about animation. Last week I talked about the history. This week I'm going to talk about some easy techniques you could use to make your own animations. So this is a beginner's guide, a real beginner's guide. If you've never done it before, this is the film for you, because we're going to start right at the beginning and show you a few different ways of doing things. I am going to do a more advanced version of this film, show you some more techniques that are a bit more specialised in another film later on this year, but for now this is the very beginners I need today. First of all, you might be thinking, what is this going to cost me? What do I need? It is virtually free. All you need is a phone with an app where you can capture photographs and make animations out of them. If you go to your app store, you can find quite a few different ways of doing this, and it's all down to personal preference. You can do animation with anything you've got around the house, so it's really easy to get set up and get started. In fact, it's so easy you can do it with the kids. I've done workshops with kids from year 7 to year 13 with different levels of complexity. You can do it with moving paper around, you can do it with action figures, whatever you like. It's really easy to do. So I hope you enjoy this and I hope you have a go.
I'm going to show you 3 different kinds of animation today. It's really easy to make things out of paper and card, to use clay or plasticine, or to draw your own animations on paper, and today I'm going to prove that to you. Firstly, set up your camera somewhere where you can click the photo shutter without it moving. It helps to be able to take photos remotely if you can. Manipulate your clay into different forms, clicking a photo with each small movement. You can see from these still shots that each movement must be really small to be effective. There are 24 frames per second in a professional animation, but you can get away with around 7 to 10 here at home when you start. In these shots you can see how much I moved my hand between each frame. If you want to use both hands, as I did with the knife and fork, you will need someone else to take the shots for you while you move. Working with card and paper can be a very quick method because you can use the same pieces for repeating movements and expressions. The green monster that represented jealousy in my film about improving your skills really fast a few weeks ago was made of just these few pieces. I photographed each possible combination and then had a bank of images to draw from in order to make the monster do whatever I wanted it to. Then I added sounds in editing to match its movements. Moving letters are also a quick way to get a message across. If you're one of the Artie Mouse tribe, then you'll know how often I use this method in my title sequences. I wanted to use this sequence to tell you about anticipation. Think about throwing a ball. Does a cricketer simply throw it, or do they wind up first? You move your arm back to gain momentum before you let go. You need to do this with all your animation movements too if you want them to be realistic. These letters bounce slightly by moving down before they lift, giving them a bit more life. This is the little popping bubble man from last week's episode. He's a mixture of drawn animation and paper placement. I knew I wanted coloured bubbles and knew that colouring them would take time, so it was easier to cut them out of paper and move them around. I also had to sync up the pops in the editing software. If I'd drawn my stickman on the computer, the background would have been cleaner, but sometimes seeing the ghost of what you've already done is part of the charm of a piece. And I wanted to show you what was possible without the fancy animating toys. I've slowed down this animation to show you the individual drawings so that you can see the movements and the drawing ghosts more closely. It took me perhaps an afternoon to complete this one, so if you've got a rainy Sunday afternoon spare, you can achieve something in that time. This last animation is on a chalkboard. Like drawing on paper, you can erase what you don't need and keep what you do need between each frame. This is particularly useful when things need to be stationary, like the bird's head here. It will be a more stable piece, and it also prevents you from having problems with scale changes. This little bird is simply 5 drawings repeated. Look for cycles in movement to make your life easier. Beings walking, running and jumping can be looped like this to create a balanced, regular looking effect.
So, thank you for watching today. I really hope you have a go now that you've seen how easy it is to make a little animation of your own. I would love to see the work that you produce, as always, so there is the Artie Mouse Facebook page if you want to post something up on there and show everybody what you've achieved. That would be absolutely perfect. Otherwise, Artie Mouse is on Instagram as well, or you can comment below to tell me what you've been doing. Last thing, have you signed up for your Secret Squirrel email yet? If not, sign up below and I will send you little art tips that nobody else is getting. So sign up for that if you can, and I will see you soon.